you. Well, as you no doubt figured out, the topic has to do with courage, a life of courage. And we all have it already. It's not like we don't have it. Sometimes it's hiding, sometimes it's a little latent, it's underneath the surface. But it is that moral fortitude, that mental strength to be able to accomplish amazing things, to go on adventures, to persevere, to do things beyond what we believe we can do. And it also is called upon when there's a disruption in the field, if you will. There's pain, disappointment, difficulty, fear, and danger. But I'm not going to focus on that part. I'm going to focus on that opening up part. The scary part to really expand your life, to really embrace the knowing that we are all individualizations of God, of Spirit, to really embody that. Now that is like huge, and that could freak me out, because really stepping out there and living my fullness of life, wow, what could happen? And one of the things I want to let you know about is in these Science of Mind magazines, there's a page, which I can't find right now. Oh, here it is. It lists what we believe. It goes through, there's like 12 or 13 points. And one of the things it says is, we believe in the individualization of Spirit in us, and that all people are individualizations of the one Spirit. So there is that oneness that is us. It transcends everything. It totally does. And it's the courage that we need to live our oneness. And the root of the word courage in the Old English and everything comes from the heart. And in Spanish, el corazón. So it's opening this heart that takes the courage. It's expanding, it's going forth with that open heart, that open mind, and expanding our thoughts about what love is. So I don't know how many movies I've seen with love. It's a love story, it's a romance. We all have ideas about love that we were brought up with. And, it's like, oh, it's my soulmate, my one person, or it could, it could be anything. I'm challenging you right now to accept a larger expression, a larger definition of love. Now, there's a few little twists to it, and you may go, I don't know if I believe that, and you don't have to believe me now. You'll believe me later. Maybe. Anyway, it's all your choice, but I just got so excited when I found this, because there's this woman named Barbara Fredrickson, and she's a PhD professor at North Carolina, Chapel Hill. And she's just written this book, well, it's a couple years old now, called Love 2.0. And it's called Creating Happiness and Health in Moments of Connection. So she leads they call it the PEP Lab. So it's the Positive Emotions and Psychophysiological Lab there. And so they are linking the science with the love and the unity. They are proving that we really are all one. And they're collecting more and more data, and it's real exciting. It's really cool stuff. And we can do something with this. We can take this and integrate it into our lives and expand beyond our knowing. It's just, she talks about, first let me back up. Her definition of love and connection is love blossoms virtually any time two or more people, even strangers, connect over a shared positive emotion, be it mild or strong. See how much bigger love is? So when I walk into Valentina's and see Valentina smiling at me, we have a love connection. There's a micro moment of love that opens both of our hearts, and our minds and our bodies go in sync. There is amazing things. So there's three criteria basically. So the first thing is that you share positive feelings, positive emotions, and it's like a momentary upwelling. You can feel it physically. And then that's the second part. Your bodies synchronize. If you're together long enough, you're breathing, your heart beats. There's that synchronicity in there. It's amazing. And then the third thing that happens in this is you become invested in the well-being of that other person. You've opened up your field of caring to embrace them. It goes beyond yourself. It just opens up. So I'm going to read this other quote from Barbara's book. Yet beyond feeling good, a moment of love, like other positive emotions, literally changes your mind. This is a scientist writing this. We talk about change your thinking, change your life. It expands your awareness, your surroundings, even your sense of self. The boundaries between you and not you, what lies beyond your skin, relax and become more permeable. While infused with love, you see fewer distinctions between you and others. Indeed, your ability to see others, really see them wholeheartedly, springs open. Love can even give you a palpable sense of oneness and connection, a transcendence that makes you feel part of something larger than yourself. Talk about power. Talk about the courage we need to embrace this power, this love, this expansiveness. We're talking about micro moments of positivity. She also calls it positivity resonance, because you're resonating with another being. You're connecting at a deep level. Now, it could be your cat or your dog as well. I do it. My cats were sitting on my lap when I was reading the book, purring. My cat was sitting next to me when I was typing at my top, purring. And I watched when I was sitting there. They were both on my lap, and I was reading the book, and I was breathing, and they were breathing in synchronicity with me. That's a little spooky. But it was so cool because it demonstrated what I was reading. But the other piece about this is love is not unconditional. It is conditional because you need to feel safe. You need to feel connected, and you need to be having positive emotions. And the other thing is love is like all the other emotions. It's fleeting. It doesn't last, but it's fast. Emotions go by so quickly. Now, sometimes we get stuck in a loop with them, which can be good or bad, but they don't last that long. But they're also forever renewable. You can do them again and again and again. They show up again. Excuse me. Mechanical difficulties. Okay, I'm wearing this because it reminds me of my mother. So, love. So it's amazing what the emotions do. So when you've got those emotions going on, it broadens and builds your emotional field. So more good feelings will come in, and more and more and more. It's not like when you have the firefighting, the negative emotions, you isolate, you withdraw. But when it's the positive emotions, you're coming forward. You're embracing life at a different level. And it's, you can build it. And that's what I'm going to talk about as well. You can make, it's like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. So we hunger for those moments of oneness. We crave them. It's kind of like a good craving. And one of the ways that you also can know you're doing it is with eye contact. Because what's important about it all is it needs to be a sincere connection. Not all connections that we make, not all smiles that we see are authentic. So that's very, very important, that it's an authentic connection, that you really are seeing into the eyes of that other person. You're connecting in that feeling, and you feel safe about it. One of the things that in the book is love's not blind. Love is always, we're always scanning for it. We're always picking up on it. We're looking for it. I hope. One of the things that was so funny to me is I read in the Science of Mind magazine, and this is a monthly column. There's a column that's written by a gentleman named Rev Bob Luckin, but he writes it in the persona of his dog Murphy. So Murphy and he were going on an adventure. And so every month you get a new installment of Murphy, in case you want to get the magazine. It's a good gift for somebody that, a subscription. So there, Bob is taking Murphy to the hospital to go see an old friend who's had a heart attack. And so Murphy's all excited because Murphy loves to make people happy, and trotting down the hall, and everybody lights up when they see a dog. Well, most people light up when they see a dog. Not everybody. But anyway, Gary's laughing. Gary likes cats. Anyway, so Murphy's walking down the hall. He's, oh, this is so exciting again. And as he's walking down the hall, it's like, wait a second. Everybody's looking at their phone. Everybody's walking down the hall looking at their phone. There's no eye contact. There's no human being, no animal contact. There's nothing there. All those lost opportunities to connect. And Murphy's going, what's with this? What's with this? And obviously Murphy doesn't carry his cell phone with him everywhere. So he's always willing and open. Yeah. So he says to himself, if cell phones can keep people from seeing how great I look, what else can they keep them from? So what cell phones do, and iPads and other things, is they keep us away from those micro moments of love, those micro moments of contact with other people. So it's a choice. We get to be aware of this or not. And you could be connecting with a stranger as you walk down the path, Cascade Canal, and you connect. You're on the great outdoors. You feel safe. You don't know where that connection's going to be. So I want to mention one other thing, because people may be thinking, oh, wait a second. What about those intimate people, those spouses, the siblings, the parents, the friends that I love so much? Yes, you do love them so much. But one of the reasons is because of the frequency of your micro moments with them. You feel safe. They're available. You have history. You have connections beyond, with your experiences together. So it's not that they're not special to you. They're not those special intimates or your sister or whatever. They are, but you have more opportunity. You're more open with them. You share the real you with them. So they are soulmates. But it's part of that expanded definition. It's not this nebulous feeling that it's like unconditional love, I will love them forever, blah, 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 blah. Not if they're not there. What's that song, Love the One You're With? Hello, there's something to that. Now, we have bonds that we've made and promises that we've made that we honor, because that's part of the love relationship too. But love is available from anyone and everywhere all the time. You won't always connect with somebody. So your expectations are, you need to realize that not everybody's available. But strangers are available. It's like, first off, I want to tell you, the other Tuesday, my roommate called me from, she lives in Davis, but we went to school at UC Santa Barbara together in 1974, 75. We were roommates. And we connected and we had lunch. It was like we had seen each other 2 days ago. It's like we laughed, we shared stories. It's like people that you have history with, that you had wonderful time, you shared great times of your life with. That bond, that connection is forever. It's eternal. Now, they don't all work out that way. I had some really bad roommates. But she was one of my best. She was like the golden year of my college, one of my roommates, one of 3 others. But it's just like that connection. We stepped right into that connection again. We just stepped right back into it. And so there's so many signs of this linkage, this connection. I don't know, you guys probably notice I'm a little crazy, but Gary and I will be sitting here in the audience, and he'll be sitting here like this, with his hand up here like this. And before I know it, my hand's up here like this too. And I'll look over and go like this. Because what happens is you synchronize your movements. You start doing like the same stuff when you're talking to somebody, or Gary, just said Gary's laughing. You didn't know that, because it's like, I can't sit there exactly like my husband. I could, but it's just like I thought it was weird. But you mirror the love actions. And so Barbara was curious about this, because she's into empirically proving all this stuff is scientific. So what she did is, they're looking at babies too. It's like, well, babies don't know all this stuff, do they? Oh yeah, they do. They come in with it. So Barbara decided, she's had 2 sons, and so when the first one was born, she decided to test this mirroring thing. So guess what she did? She stuck her tongue out at her little baby boy. He was sitting on her breast. So what did the baby do? Okay, I got someone to do it. Because you mirror. And she got, okay, that's fine. But then 3 years later, she had a second son. And he did the same thing. When she stuck her tongue out at him, he stuck his tongue out at her. Now, the odds just went down of two occurrences. So empirically, she's tested it. It's like, it's amazing. It's like, we can expand our expressions, our feelings of love beyond measure. We can't. So, and why do it? Why should we bother? Well, I'm happier when I do it, and I'm also demonstrably healthier. It affects your psychological, your physiological situation, and we have beautiful impacts on other people's lives. When you can have someone else brighten, if you can brighten someone else's life, it's like a mutual admiration society, and you go higher and higher. Your feelings are just more impressive. And, people are connecting with love, and more people are doing it. And the other piece of that is that builds your resilience. So when something like a fire and your house is burned down, which one of my other roommates had that experience, when something like that happens, you have more resilience. You've built up a storage, a resource of love and caring, and you can survive it all the better. And the thing that's so cool is that science is supporting all this, and this is all science of mind, that we're all one, and love is everywhere, and joy, and all those things. Now, all the other stuff is there as well, but I want to play in the positive as much as I possibly can, because it strengthens my coping mechanisms for the other stuff. So your body is busy reacting to this. So one of the things that goes on is your brains lighten up. And they've done all sorts of experiments about that. And then also there's a hormone that's released, oxytocin. And they can measure that, and that just circulates throughout your brain, your body, and everything. It's just like, hello, life is good, life is good. You can't have more than, more of that would be good, huh? And then lastly, there's a vagus nerve, which is the 10th nerve that goes from it's your cranial nerve. It goes from your brain to your heart to other internal organs. And it's the brain stem that goes down to your heart. And they can measure the health of your vagal tone based on your heartbeat and your breath. And you can strengthen your vagal tone, which makes you healthier. And they've demonstrated all this. So you can improve, you can literally love yourself into being healthier. What's wrong with that? Nothing's wrong with that. Get healthier, live longer, live happier. And get beyond the cocoon of yourself. You go beyond others, and you change your mind, you open up your perspective. You're in love with other people. The world's a beautiful place. It's cool. So feel safe, positive feelings, and connect with people. And it could be a smile, a gesture. It has to be sincere. Sometimes you'll see two people talking, they'll lean into each other. They'll be connecting. You nod your head. I just saw you nodding your head over there. You go, yeah, yeah. And sometimes you're going like this in unison. It's the good news is that love is everywhere. It truly is. And the other thing is they don't have to be huge emotions. It could be you're laughing over something silly that you see together and you eye contact with someone. That is enough for that micro moment of love. So she talks about, in her book, about different ways to foster this, to practice, to know these things at a deeper level. And so I talked about being sincere. The other thing is to do your inner work first. Make sure that you've done your grounding work. And so one of the things that she recommends to do that is the loving kindness meditation. And all of you have probably heard it. There's a lovely Karen Drucker song that's been going through my head, which is an adaptation of it, which I'm going to share, because then it's going to be going through your head too. I also have the CD, if we want to play it after service, we can listen to it. But it's got Buddhist roots, but she's adapted it. So may we be filled with loving kindness. May we be well. May we be peaceful and at ease. And may we be happy. So if you can, in the shower, on the toilet, if you're doing this, you just sing into yourself, like every day, whatever. It's like, whatever works for you. Because the thing is she's got this meditation and others and YouTubes and all sorts of things of her talks on a website, positivityresonance.com. I can give it to you later if you want. And she talks about different exercises, different tools that you can use to increase your love, to increase your health, to increase your well-being, your perspective. It's amazing. Tools, graphs, because you can take the indicator, do your work, and take it again and track and see how well you've been working on it and see what's happening. And your body is getting more healthy all the time as well. The other thing is to do the micro moments. Like you can go back and review your day and look back and see how many interactions you've had and just kind of play with that. Do some historical thing. And then the other thing I do is I go out shopping. So I go to Briar Patch hoping that Mary Lou's going to be there. And so I can get a smile and a hug and a connection there. I go to SPD and I'm learning more names of people. I know certain people, the meat counter, Jim, Mike's on the check stand, Diane's on the check stand, So you go and you have those interactions with people, you greet them, you feel good, you're in service. It's not like rocket science. It's not. It's just you feel good. The sacred circles that we have here, it could be in a small group. Being on the service team you get to stand at the front door and give people programs, hugs, and connect with people. You're getting micro moments of love, 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 if you're available. You need to be available too. And not everyone who walks in the door is happy. They're hopefully happier when they leave, but you can't, I have no control over that. But the thing is that, so connecting with people as much as you possibly can. Making yourself available, being there for people. So it just takes guts to change your thinking and change your life. You have to have courage to go out and greet a stranger. They could be grumpy. It's like, okay, fine, don't take it personal. It's not you. So who doesn't want to be healthier? It's possible. Who doesn't want to be more resilient? You can be. Who doesn't want to experience love each day? It's available. Who doesn't want to live a more courageous life? Experience each day as an affirmation of oneness, a divine connection. So let's do our affirmation. I live my life with courage and love. I live my life with courage and love. I live my life with courage and love. One more time. I live my life with courage and love. And so it is. Let's read the New Minister Covenant. Is it there? Oops, it will be. There it is. Okay, let's do this together. My new minister covenant. God has promised, so powerful is the light of unity that it can illuminate the whole earth. Baha'i. Purpose. My new minister is the unity that I am. I see my new minister vision, bring our thriving spiritual community. The universal intentions for my new minister are to inspire me to live in unity as an expression of love, to awaken to the wisdom within, to embody the consciousness of wholeness in community and organizational well-being. The community intentions for my new minister are to offer teachings of the science of mind principles, to be loving, beneficial presence in the greater community in support of social activism. And so it is.